This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 671 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for July 15th, 2025. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I am your host this week. I am Lee. I am here with Tracy, and once again, our two UUOP network guests, Taste of Universal's Kelly and Podkey Passport's Belinda. Hey guys.
Hello. Hi.
I think this is going to be a potentially controversial episode. So, I reached out to the Producers Club and asked them to send in their hot takes stroke, their Universal hot takes stroke unpopular opinions. So we're going to go through them. Not all of them. There's a lot. I got way more than I expected. So we'll probably end up doing 2 episodes out of this, which is good because I want to get Chris and Michelle involved on this as well at some point. So I'm going to ask the guys to pick. I've got 19, so I want you to pick a number between 1 and 19. Now, each number is a person's email. So a person's email might have multiple hot takes or unpopular.
Okay.
But like some people got really involved and overexcited with this. So someone, Taylor Fularowski, sent a lot in.
That's
I couldn't think of any, not a single one.
I have maybe a couple that I can pull out by the end, but
That's what she said. Exactly.
Oh God.
We will go in alphabetical order. So Kelly, pick me a number between 1 and 19.
12.
Number 12 is Marindel.
Okay.
So Marindel's first one is, I'm obsessed with the Fast and Furious movies and you will have to take the party bus out of my cold, dead hands.
With pleasure.
I'm going to say right now, I don't mind this ride.
I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I certainly think they could do better. I would rather have Disaster back, to be honest, but I don't absolutely despise it.
I don't think it's the worst ride in those parks.
Why?
I can agree with that.
What's worse?
I would ride this over Stormforce.
I was just going to say Stormforce.
Take that back.
I've ridden it. I had fun.
No,
probably because I was with you. Kelly.
You've not ridden it with me properly.
That's exactly why.
You've got to let me loose on that ride, and you will never forget it.
I probably would be dead. That's why.
Oh, you know,
I'd rather do it over Simpsons.
I would absolutely do this over Simpsons.
Simpsons makes me too sick. I just can't.
Actually, that's a good... Yes. Okay, it doesn't make me sick, but yeah, you're probably right. I think the 2 pre-shows in Fast and Furious are better than The Simpsons. The Simpsons...
Yes.
The Simpsons, it doesn't matter how long the line is, it always seems to take forever to get on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the only rides. Simpsons, I know we're talking about Fast and Furious, but Simpsons is one of the only rides that 100% of the time it will make me sick. It doesn't matter when I go on it, if I've eaten, if I'm hydrated, if I'm dehydrated, doesn't matter. I'm gone.
Yep, same here. Yeah. I cannot touch it. I haven't done that ride in probably 12 years.
I wasn't a fan of it in its previous iteration either. No. It wasn't because the subject matter just didn't like that ride.
It's funny, we rode, going slightly off topic, we rode Jimmy Fallon on our trip in May, and we ended up getting front row. And it makes such a difference. I like that ride anyway. Really? Yeah, but it makes you actually feel like you're in the Tonight Rider. Like it really changes. It really changes the perspective of that attraction. So much that Tracy got off feeling slightly nauseous.
Yeah, I don't get motion sickness, and I cannot ride the front row of that because, it was a game changer for a different reason for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of my hot takes is that I enjoy the Jimmy Fallon ride very much.
Me too.
But I can see if I was a massive fan of the franchise, why this would just be like a giant party, as ridiculous as it is, because you have to buy into the ridiculousness of it to be a fan of these films. And then when you go on this attraction, it is the wild chaos of that film franchise in quote unquote real life, because it's all screens. But
and really bad CGI screens at that.
It's
Yep.
I think you're right, Kelly. I don't think it matters how bad the ride is. If you truly have a love for that IP,
yes,
you're going to love it anyways.
Yes,
Twister. Twister is my favorite movie in the entire world. Okay. I have a tattoo of a tornado on my foot. I know
That's
people
cool.
hate how that experience was, but it will always be one of my very favorites.
Yeah. See, I like the pre-shows. I like seeing the
I
cars.
love the pre-shows.
The pre-shows are the best bit because those guys just ham it up. And that girl we had, the last one, she was probably the funniest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then the ride's just like,
I don't mind it.
I mean, I appreciate, the music effects are pretty good, but it's just like, I'm very aware of how that ride works on that ride because it isn't executed very well.
No, Chris has said it before, is it you can tell when you lock into those motion bases because you feel yourself start up, where that never happens in Kong, which is weird.
No.
The exact same ride system was executed, so I think that's the difference, isn't it? If Kong wasn't there, this wouldn't be as bad because you can see that same ride system executed so much better in the park next door.
And the theming of Kong too. Like if I wanted to see dumpsters and car parts, I would like walk out on the fire escape of my apartment and look in the alley. Like that's where I see that theming. I can't get the experience that you would get in Kong on the additional show scenes. It is, Lee, it's kind of unfair because they're always going to be compared to each other.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't actively hate this attraction. It's just my least favorite of many, many, many favorite things. Like when it comes down to, okay, I've got 20 minutes left. I can go on this attraction. I could go on this attraction, or I could grab a beer at Moe's and sit with my friends and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
I will always choose those other things except for Simpsons other than Fast and Furious.
Yeah. See, comparing Kong and Fast and Furious, I've never got injured on Kong. But I did on Fast and Furious.
Yeah, we know.
Don't roll your eyes. I had immediate bruising. I hit my knees so hard. Ouch. I had immediate bruising. And the team member, I basically just got a roll of the eyes and what do you want me to do? Do you want me to call first aid? And it was...
Oh.
Yeah. And I would have escalated it, but it was in the middle of the weekender.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Darren was with you, wasn't he?
Yeah. I was in a lot of pain. But yes.
Would I take the Fast and Furious drift coaster that's in Hollywood that's going to replace Rip Ride Rocket over this? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what might actually happen, but we'll
that
see.
looks incredible.
It really does, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Moving on, Marin's number 2. This is an interesting one because we won't be able to kind of comment on this as much as Kelly and Melinda will. Stardust Racers, actually Melinda won't either really yet. Stardust Racers is a bigger Slinky Dog Dash, and in no universe is it better than Velocicoaster. Having never ridden Slinky Dog Dash, we cannot say.
I mean...
But I've watched ride-through videos of it, and Slinky Dog Dash looks like a very kiddie coaster, and Stardust... I know, Kelly, we've had this conversation this weekend, that you feel that ride is way more intense than I do.
I think that ride's more intense than Velocicoaster. This is my opinion.
I don't get that.
For me, the intensity of Velocicoaster is the top hat. I love Velocicoaster. You know how much I love Velocicoaster. I get to that point where it's like almost I forget that top hat exists, and then I get to the bottom and go, I forgot. You get to the top, the world stops for a few seconds, you're just like flying through space, and then you're hurtling down the other side. And then it's all just... your usual, corkscrew and stuff like that. Apart from
There's no corkscrew there, but...
you know what I'm talking about. Your normal just ride things. Apart from like the...
inverted stall and the
inverted stall, which...
and the
See,
mosasaur roll.
For me, that's the most intense part.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the part that I see as the intensity. Hills don't really do it for me. I don't know. I like them. It's great. I love that top hat. The view of the park is incredible, but that's definitely not my favorite part of that ride. My favorite part of that ride is that double launch and then that Mosasaurus roll.
Yes.
Those are the parts that I look forward to the most. So I do think that, obviously I haven't done it yet, but I do think that maybe Stardust is going to be a bit of a a bit of a disappointment for me.
The thing is, if you like the top hat, that's basically what Stardust is over and over and over again.
Not only the
as
first
intense.
half.
Yeah, then you go to the balletic side, but they're really big hills and valleys.
It sounds
and it's. I can put my arms up on any ride. I mean, okay, I did pull my shoulder again on that one. Especially green side. Green is way more intense than yellow.
And everyone who listening, you can agree with us. You can agree or disagree with us as much as you like. But I am telling you right now,
take.
greens. Yeah, here's the hot take.
Yeah.
Green side is more intense than yellow. Suck it.
Okay.
I'm looking at you, Brian Cooper.
But
I just listened to that this morning.
I need to do more rides on both. But
yes, because we've only ridden once each.
Honestly, they're probably my. I think
it's so difficult.
I don't know, it's so
at the
difficult.
moment.
Yeah,
but they are very intense rides.
Okay, so as the person who's been on all 3 of these roller coasters, like I said, I guess that was last episode. I was as spoiler free as you can be going into my first day at Epic, including like I knew Stardust Racers was a launch coaster. I didn't know exactly how fast it went. I knew there was only one inversion. We ended up in the back row. Like it was busy enough that we were not offered a choice. They were like, you go to row 10. And was so unprepared for how intense that roller coaster is. Like I am like the first time I went on Velocicoaster, besides the Mosasaur roll, I had my hands up the entire time on my very first time. This time, and I am not a person that cusses very often, but I hit the second part of that first launch and said, oh, and put my hands down and like rugby held onto the restraint
lap bar.
And like I typically laugh on roller coasters. I don't know why that's my panic response, but it is.
Yeah, we know.
And I screamed the entire time on this roller coaster so much that my throat hurt at the end because the back row was incredibly intense.
Yeah.
It felt like there were moments that for like multiple, like I could never get back in my seat before the next like bunny hill threw me
Wow.
out. And I really enjoyed it. I was just not prepared for how intense it is. And I told Lee this past weekend and we argued about it a little bit. I think overall, from start to finish, I feel like Stardust is more intense than Velocicoaster. From start to finish, Velocicoaster has more intense moments in it than Stardust Racer does.
Yes.
But I think from start to finish, because that ride does not let up. There are no brake runs in Stardust Racers. That's why there's only one train on the track at a time. So it parts you similar to Velocicoaster, but in a different way, you speed up as the ride goes along. The turns are very low. They're very tight. So you feel a lot of G's. You are either completely out of your seat or completely like sucked in by the positive G's of it. I love Slinky Dog Dash. I think Slinky Dog and Hiccups is a much better comparison than Slinky Dog and Stardust Racers.
See, I relate Slinky Dog to Flight of the Hippogriff.
Well,
I think Slinky Dog is much more intense than Hippogriff, but not, I don't know.
It's very much a kiddie coaster.
Yes.
I mean, it's fun. It's very cute, but it's more
you get airtime. You get airtime. There are launches on Slinky Dash, which there's a reverse section, not very long, but there's things like that make it a little bit more, whereas Hippogriff is
that's fair.
On the level of like Troller Coaster or Ricky's Barnstormer or things like that, where it is very much an introductory coaster. I feel like Slinky Dog and Hiccups is your next level of, my kid is ready for something a little bit more intense. But Stardust is up there with Velocicoaster as far as intensity goes for me. I still like Velocicoaster more than I do Stardust, but I've only been on it once and I was wildly unprepared for what I was about to experience in the back row of a roller coaster at 9:30 in the morning.
Wow, that's
It's so weird for people. Michelle said the same. It's so weird to hear people say that they found Stardust Racers so intense. As someone, I've actually been better recently, but as someone who every time I go on a coaster, I worry that I'm going to get off it ill. Jesse, you've seen me go off a roller coaster ill.
Days have ended because of it.
Stardust, I just found fun. Like that second portion after the second launch. I hope you're not trying to stay spoiler free, by the way, Melinda, because we're completely.
Oh no.
That second half after that, more so on the green side than the yellow side, is just like a coaster ballet. It's amazing. But I never at any point felt like this is intense. At any point.
By intense, I don't mean felt unwell or anything like that.
No, I know. G-forces and all the rest of it. No. See, so you want to talk about riding a coaster that is intense. Back row on Manta at SeaWorld Orlando.
Can't do it. Grayed out.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, that thing is intense.
Yeah,
You want to talk about a coaster that does not let up from start to finish. Hell, that coaster goes. But I never felt that on Stardust at all. And I was as spoiler-free as anybody going into that coaster. So it really surprises me. Is it better than Velocicoaster, or is Velocicoaster... I don't know. I think it's interesting, Melinda saying what she said. It depends on what you want from a coaster as to whether one's better than the other.
But Velocicoaster is also a coaster of two halves.
Very much.
You have it's all chasing and racing before the top
the
half.
head choppers and all the rest of it.
And then after that...
And then it's big sweeping...
It's all your traditional...
Yeah.
And I can't wait to go on Stardust again. And I've been on intense coasters before. I've been on Mako. I've been on Manta. I go to Six Flags. I've been on things like Superman and things like that. I've been on Shikra at Busch Gardens. Like I've been on things that are both intense from start to finish and have intense moments. I don't know whether it was I was unprepared for how intense this would be or what, but I going back to the original question. I don't feel like those, in my opinion, those do not compare. In my opinion, Slinky Dog and Hiccups are a much more apt comparison.
But she did, to be fair to her, she did say that Stardust was a bigger Slinky Dog dash. You weren't comparing them.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you guys feel the speed of Stardust compares to the speed of Velocicoaster? Because that's my favorite thing. It's fast. Flying.
It's fast.
I feel Velocicoaster's faster.
Okay.
I was going to say statistics wise, like Velocicoaster 70, but Stardust is 63. So Melinda, I had makeup streaks down the side of my face from my eyes watering from the wind in my face. I wasn't crying.
Good.
Important to note, I was not crying.
What I'll say with Stardust is, I think because you've got so many drops, because you've got up and down,
it probably feels slower.
No, I think it feels faster because of the drops. You're getting that. You're getting that gravity acceleration each time.
It's weird because we were watching a vlog yesterday of someone that loop section. So if you look like not where the entrance to it is, that shot that looks straight down the coaster where the two loops come round.
And everything,
it looks so slow. It really does.
Yeah.
Right,
it's not,
remember,
but it looks.
Hang on, it doesn't leave the loading station at speed. It comes out and goes round gentle to the very first lodge underneath in the tunnel, and then it launches you out. So that first bit is quite serene, quite sedate, because it lulls you into a full sense of
0.8 seconds.
security.
Jesus, I never expected that one to go as far as we did.
Hot takes.
I mean, that's the point, I guess.
I wish to go to Scotland.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Right, the number 3 is Curse of the Werewolf should have been an indoor dark coaster.
Ooh.
So having ridden Curse of the Werewolf at night, I kind of agree with that one.
And longer.
It does need to be longer, but again,
I've heard that a lot. Yeah,
it's a very they've used a very small coaster track very efficiently to make that ride longer than it would be if you literally just went out and back.
Sure.
But I could see it should have had some more show element or something in it, because the shed you go through in the middle, you like
everything's a blur.
Like there's two werewolves in there, you won't see them unless you're really looking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's two, and they are huge.
Do I
Kelly,
miss the werewolves in the middle and the lady at the end?
I can't believe
How
you
did you
didn't
miss
see
the
that
lady
one.
at the end?
I know.
She just moved.
I don't understand how you missed the Maleva at
werewolves.
the end.
How do I guess I wasn't facing the right way.
Melinda, werewolves, all I'll say is look up.
There are two
Gotcha.
massive
Thank you.
werewolves in that shed in the middle, but
Yeah.
you won't see them because you go through it at some speed.
And it's dark.
Yeah. To be fair, I didn't see the raptors on Velocicoaster until like the fourth time that I rode
I mean,
it.
that's fair. You are rattling past them at about 60 miles
And
an hour.
usually like hyper-focused
Right.
on looking straight ahead.
Yeah, I could see that as an indoor dark ride.
The only thing I would
Dark coaster.
change on that is I would have, what's she called?
Maleva.
Maleva. I would have her actually moving at the end, because
Yes.
after everything that's gone on,
It's
the
a
fact that that's
bit
just
of
a
a letdown.
mannequin's like, what?
Yeah,
I'm
it
ending
is.
on that.
There's a lot
So
of
please change
people
that.
complaining about that.
You know, or
Mm-hmm.
it's like a mini stage. Have somebody on there dressed as her.
I mean, they're not
Just
going to
saying. I could
employ
see
an
it.
actor there.
Why?
Because they won't.
They should.
I could see people, unless they were really good about it being temperature controlled, I could see people getting sicker if it was indoor.
Oh, good point.
The fresh air.
But then isn't Guardians indoor?
Yeah, and then everybody throws up afterwards.
It is.
They hand
It
you a
is
puke bag.
not very
Afterwards.
interesting.
Like,
This one's interesting. I'm just going to check something before we go ahead and give her next one, because I'm not sure it's factually correct. I do apologise, Maren, before we get into it. I'm going to read it as it is while I'm checking this. It said, Epic Universe summer hours are designed by a lunatic. A whole park that looks 1,000 times better in the dark is closing at 8 p.m. in August. What the
Is it?
I mean, I'm going to check it.
I mean, if you're right, I
just
agree.
to make sure, but yes, I agree.
What the actual
Yeah,
complete?
we've always said
9
that
o'clock.
about
No.
like islands as well. I mean, islands and Universal both are so great to see at night. It adds so much to the atmosphere, and then they've got these crazy hours. I understand it from a staffing standpoint, but damn.
She's right. Yeah, August the 28th closes at 8. 27th, 26th. So the back end of August, right? Where are we going? 17th. There, 17th, 9 o'clock close. Then from the 18th of August onwards, it closes at 8 o'clock.
Why?
Wow.
It's not in a residential
So, and then
area.
There in September, I can imagine that's probably what it'll be like. Maybe I'll get a 9 o'clock, but
then the
that is
argument
very
is,
disappointing.
hang on.
Absolutely.
The argument is you want people who aren't going to Horror Night to push them somewhere else. Push them over
Hang
to
on.
Epic Universe.
Don't the American schools go back
yeah.
way
the
before
middle of
ours?
August
Yes,
is
but even
very...
so.
Yeah.
So they're expecting their crowd levels to drop, but
Sure.
seriously, your British contingent are just coming in then for the last few weeks of
Of the summer
our
holidays.
summer holidays.
It is a
knowing
strange one.
that
yeah.
is very strange.
But then we've complained about it for the longest time that, like, it's. I think, Melinda, you just said it there. Islands closes so early most of the year, and yet that park at night is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But we've always
yeah.
put that down to it being a residential area.
But Epic's the same. Epic is.
Yes.
I love Epic during the day. At night, that park takes on
Yeah.
a whole
Oh,
new life. As Celeste,
yeah.
well, as we
Right.
know, so the entire light package for Celestial Park is individually mapped. Each light has been individually mapped,
I
and
love
they can
that.
control every single light independently of every other light
A
to
million
however they want to
lights.
do. And yet, yeah, in August we're going to close the park at 8 o'clock. I mean, I assume that's 8
Yeah.
o'clock with it actually kicking out at 9. Is that right? Is that? I
Maybe.
thought that was the thing we
Yes,
have.
it's
The park hour, it's open an hour
turnstiles
after.
close. Yeah.
Right.
I think
Right.
so.
But even so,
maybe, yeah.
people don't know that. If you don't know that information because they don't put it out there, that you're going to see the park closes at 8 o'clock, a lot of people will start getting to 7:45, like, oh,
Good,
guys, we better
good.
start
Well,
going out. And
Good. That's good for the rest
that's
of us.
why that thing is that
Yeah.
Kelly, that family you said talking on the Hogwarts Express, they left at 4 o'clock. No. That's when you should be staying past.
That's when you go.
because
Yeah.
it'll start to slow down at that point. I mean, we were watching
Yes.
a vlog before we started recording tonight, and the guy was talking about like getting on the Ministry for the last like trying to hit it the last sort of hour, half an hour of the park, and it'd be down to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, when do you see Battle
Well, and
for the
that's why
Ministry?
you look at like the premier annual pass. Yes, this is just at Universal and Islands, but Express kicks in after 4:00 because crowd levels drop so much around that time.
My biggest issue with the park hours is opening at 10.
Yeah.
So that I think is
for me.
Much more on maintenance's end of trying to get those rides up and running in the morning so that you open the park with most of your attractions open, where if they were trying to open at 9 with EPA, with early park admission at 8, you might open at 8, which I know is limited attractions, but you might, when you got to 9 o'clock, if the park was opening to everybody at 9 o'clock, you might not have everything online yet.
It's very strange.
As they're working this out and things like that. Like, again, going back to like local theme parks, like my Six Flags it opens at 11 a.m. And that's a very different kind of park. And I'm hopeful that as it goes towards the future that we would have more extended hours. But it seems like a lot of these rides are taking longer to get online than anticipated, because even something that is not open for early park admission that's supposed to open at 10, I'm one of the theme park nerds that like looks at wait times when I'm just like checking out for coffee in another 7 states away. But
I do it every day.
Yeah, but when it's 10:27 and it says Hiccups opens at 10 a.m., that means that ride was not ready to be online at 10. Like, they were still trying to get that ride open.
Yep.
So I don't know the theory behind it. I do trust that Universal does have a purpose to that, as far as like, where are they making money? Where are they losing money, as far as people may not be shopping or eating, which that's a whole different can of worms, is when the restaurants are open. But I don't know.
I mean, obviously there's so much research that goes into this that we have no eyesight into, you know, all the demographic research and things like that. So they have their reasons for making these decisions. It's not like they're just pulling this out of their butts.
It might be.
To us, it doesn't make sense. But
I have a hot take for within the hot take. Have they thought about maintenance starting work an hour earlier?
I mean, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Right.
It's like just start an hour earlier.
Yeah.
Or maybe you should have delayed your opening until you had everything working properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird one, because you've taught your guests that your park opens at 9 and early park admission is at 8 o'clock with Islands and Studios, and then suddenly you're opening a brand new park, which you would think you would want to give people more hours, and yet they're giving people less hours.
Yeah.
And charging people
a lot of money.
Quite a high ticket price. I don't know, it just seems weird.
Yeah,
I mean, we were in
odd.
that park at 8 o'clock on opening day, so they can do it. Strange.
I don't know.
I am a rope dropper for sure. So that 10 o'clock opening is a bit difficult for me. But
maybe they thought, oh, well, we want Chris to get the most out of his day. So if we open at 10, he might make the opening.
So what you do is you go to you go to Stella for breakfast.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then walk over.
You don't have breakfast there.
I haven't had anything there. We haven't eaten there.
I know enough people
bus
who
breakfast.
have. Yeah, a breakfast bus sandwich. Right.
If you're at Stella, don't take the bus. Walk, people.
Exactly.
It's
I was
faster.
gonna say,
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So I said walk over.
Yeah. Number 5, Igor bugs me.
Who said that?
No.
That's Maren again.
Nope.
I love Igor.
No.
Yes.
He is the MVP
I
of
have
that
not
park.
been there,
Absolutely.
but absolutely.
They need to
I haven't met him yet.
Yeah, rename that park to Igor Universe.
I hate to say it because there's a couple of Igors, but there's one very
Oh,
specifically who is amazing. We had the best interaction with him, and I don't know whether we told the story with we were with Gillian and Noah. How old's Noah? Like 8?
I thought he's quite.
Yeah, I think
6
he's
or
8,
7?
isn't he?
Is he that old? Bless him.
And Igor dragged him over and he gave him a leg out of his bag, and Noah wasn't quite sure what to make of it. And then he started. He ran.
Somebody
That was a
posted the
breaking
video of that.
I did,
didn't they?
yeah. And like
I remember seeing
he
it.
ran over to Gillian, like buried his head in a leg and was crying. And Igor, what I love
Poor
is
thing.
Igor completely stayed in character.
Yeah.
He gave him his little bracelet, and And then in the end, it was just like, "Oh, get over it, kid." And I was like, "Yes." He didn't like pamper him. He just went,
love that.
"This is where exactly."
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Igor. Like, yeah, he is one of the best characters in that part.
I can understand though him making people uncomfortable if characters like that aren't your thing. He's very intense, and if he's going to talk to you, he's going to talk to you whether you want it or not. Yeah,
It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I love
sharing
it.
is caring.
I love it.
Yeah. As we say on Portkey Passport, it's going to be the theme park Karens who
Oh yeah.
are just trying to shelter their children from everything. And whenever the slightest thing goes wrong.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
There's plenty of them about.
Kids
have got to find out why you do or don't do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Next up, number 6.
Mm.
Battle at the Ministry
Yeah.
is the best Harry Potter ride.
Oh goodness.
Ooh.
I don't feel like I've ridden it enough to agree or disagree right now.
I have.
Okay.
I disagree.
What do you think's better?
Then Battle at the Ministry.
I will read that thing again. Battle at the Ministry is the best Harry Potter ride.
Hang on, it's the only Harry Potter ride.
No, it isn't.
Oh, you mean I was thinking that part.
It's my number 2. I'll say that.
Again, I haven't ridden it enough to be able to agree or disagree.
I'm
Because
trying
to be honest,
work out whether I like which I like better, that or Gringotts.
because I like Gringotts, but it doesn't blow me
I
away.
love Gringotts.
I like Forbidden Journey, but it
have
doesn't blow me
issues
away.
with Gringotts. I need them to take away the 3D because those
Oh,
glasses
hang on.
cause me a problem.
I've just realised what the hot take is.
Do you want to share that with the rest of us?
She's putting that above Hagrid's.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's right.
Hagrid's would be my number 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Forget about
Hagrid's is my
I
number
completely
one.
forgot about Hagrid's as well, yeah.
Yeah, no,
What
Hagrid is number
happened there?
1. And I was trying to work out whether it's my number 2 or my number 3, but
I still haven't ridden Battle at the Ministry enough to make a truly informed decision of how much I like or dislike it.
I think I like it better than Gringotts. That's
Again,
my hot
we've
take.
only ridden it twice, and I feel like it's
Yeah, but you
so
know how I
much
feel
to
about
take in.
Gringotts.
I love Ministry. It is very much in the contention for my top ride at Epic.
Okay.
Hagrid's is my favorite ride on the planet.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Mhm.
So
fair.
I don't think it will ever beat that for me, but Battle of the Ministry is very much in contention for my top ride at Epic.
See, Hagrid's makes me ill.
Mm,
Every
That's the
time.
backwards part for
Yeah,
me that kind of,
too.
I absolutely love it. It absolutely is one of my favorites, but it does
Yeah.
give me trouble.
It's funny, I've talked to quite a few people in the last couple of weeks who have said the same thing, that it's those backward sections. Christina Sulik reached out
They
to
kill me.
I'm
Yes.
I'm exactly the same. Anything prolonged, Kelly, we talked about at the weekend, didn't we? It's that spike, prolonged backward section, but then with that sweeping curve in it as well. It just it kills me.
See, I think I could do an entire coaster
It
backwards.
kills me.
Oof,
You know what I'm
absolutely
like.
I know.
When we did our VIP tour at the media event, I tapped out of
yeah.
Velocicoaster because we rode Hagrid straight before, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I've got 2 busy days. I don't want to risk being ill.
I think going back to the question, I think the problem for us answering it is Battle isn't a bad ride, but in a brand new park that has got so many shining stars,
Sure.
that's quite a difficult question. I know it's just like Harry Potter. No, so what I'm saying is, I think you're right. We do need to ride it more. We need to ride everything more because we've only had a tiny amount of time there.
We've got 4 days there, which seems like a ridiculous thing to say, but you're right.
Right. So the problem is, because we're being surrounded by all this brand new shiny stuff, that everything's great. Because there isn't, I don't think there's a bad ride in there, a bad show or anything. So
You're not comparing apples to apples in that situation.
And it's like, I know at some point there's a ranking show coming, and it's really difficult.
Oh, it is. It's coming.
Because it's going to be like, well, we've done things before where you don't want anything to be at the bottom because it doesn't deserve to be at the bottom, but something has to be. I'm not saying that's at the bottom.
Oh, I know what's at the bottom.
But it's that there's other things I rate above it, which is why I think in my head it's like, Battle, but it's not really. But I think thinking about it, it could be my number 2 of the Harry Potter rides.
What you said the other day made a lot more sense as well. If we'd have ridden this first,
Oh yeah.
And then
Would have been a different
then
story.
Ridden Monsters.
Yes.
I think it would have been a different. We would have had a different perspective.
Yeah.
But because we rode what we feel is the best ride in that park first.
Yeah. Nothing's come close.
And then went into this.
It's hard for something to live up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they are arguably the two headliners in that park.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, it comes to kind of what we talked about with Stardust and Velocicoaster. It's what you want out of an attraction.
Yeah.
Monsters was everything I wanted it to be and more.
Yeah.
And then Potter was always going to be inferior because of, again, how much we'd ridden Monsters at that point as well. I don't know. Because I like Hagrid's, but again, I'm like Melinda, I can't ride it a lot. We don't ride it a lot.
Yeah.
Not just because it makes
I'd ride
me
it
ill.
back to back to
because
back.
it's always
I
got...
do it once
But
a trip.
Yeah.
That's
about
us,
all I
yeah.
can
Because
do.
that's about all you can get on it. Also, because it's like, especially now
Yes.
with Express, it's like 2-hour waits all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, my answer to that is I haven't ridden it enough to make an informed decision. We will get to some ones that, Melinda, you can get involved in a little bit more.
It's fine.
Spoilers, the next one you can't really either.
How many?
There's got two more.
Okay.
And one of them added them, but it's not really one. But anyway, so we got one more. The Ube Crust Pizza at Pizza Moon is the best pizza in Orlando. So we haven't had it.
We can't answer that.
I can't answer that either.
I do want it. I mean, it's got some... I think
It looks great.
I
think
really
there's
want to
some
try it.
competition because I love Red Oven.
The reason we didn't try it, and I don't know why I didn't try it. The reason we didn't try it is because you don't.
Because it said they had bechamel sauce
Yeah,
on
and
it.
you don't
I'm
like
I don't
bechamel.
like. But I didn't realise that was the
Yeah,
ube
and
crust. Otherwise, I'd have probably had it. Because I think one would have offset the other. It's on the menu, that's for sure.
Hey, we can get it with a takeout box.
But it's like, I really like the pizza from Louis, quite honestly.
I love the pizza from
Red
Louis.
Oven. Like, one of the best nights we've had at Universal was Tracy's birthday stroke graduation party, and everyone going into Red Oven Pizza and grabbing to-go boxes and then go and sit in the Green and Red Coconut Club and watching Kelly fall asleep.
Hey, that happened after most people had left. I hung on till like 1 a.m.
I spilled pizza sauce down my
your dress.
my dinosaur dress. I was quite upset.
So we can't comment on that one.
No.
And then apparently this is a hot take stroke unpopular opinion. UUOP is the best Universal podcast. I mean, I'm going to agree with that.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know how that's a hot take.
Yeah,
but all right.
No.
Tastes pretty good, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh.
Moving on. We just spent 37 minutes covering one person's. So we might get 3 episodes out of this. Melinda, pick us a number 1 to 19, not including 12.
4.
Number 4. Okay.
That's
number
good. Nobody's
4
picked my number.
is Danny Lane. He said, I'm not even sure if this is a hot take or an unpopular opinion, as I probably think you'll agree with me, but I think that the amount of Horror Night tickets that Universal sell for an event should be seriously lowered. Since going in 2017,
1,000%.
Since going in 2017, I've noticed a huge increase in attendance. 2019 was even busier, and then last year was just borderline ridiculous. Me and my wife went at the end of September last year on a weeknight, arrived as soon as it opened, and left at 1 a.m., and we only managed to get into 4 houses as the queues were just far too long.
Oh.
Am I right, or am I just getting old and can't hack it anymore? I mean, probably both.
I'm definitely old and can't hack it. But
because I'm getting to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear that so much, and it's difficult as a travel agent to have these people that are so excited to go and then hear some disappointment when they get back because they didn't anticipate just how crazy and busy that it is.
Yeah. I mean, you've even got Michelle as such a Halloween Horror Nights fan that she said, really now,
don't go without express passes.
No, she's actually said, like this year, she said if it wasn't for the fact that we were coming into town in October, she would do Premium Scream and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be quite happy to be Premium Scream, to be a one night of Horror Nights, and that'll do.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, being someone who gets scared and like I have some sensory issues and things like that, when it's that crowded, I can't come back down to like status quo in between the houses because it's overstimulating in a very different way for me when I'm outside of the house. So I just can't quite. So I like have to take, like, when I say a break, I need like a
let's find space inside away from people break, not like a let's get a snack
walk
before
around on the street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm with you, Kelly.
Which is difficult at horror nights.
Yeah, because I get to the point where it's like, don't touch me. If one more person touches me, I'm going to have an absolute meltdown. And yeah.
Our youngest had one at 2022, and it's like when I finally put myself in their shoes, we were stood in the queue behind Fallon, where there's like those 3 house queues all intertwined, and I kind of took a step back from myself and went, oh my God, for someone who has sensory issues, this has to be hell on earth.
Yeah. It's like nails on a chalkboard in between being terrified. And so I did, last year I did horror nights using loop earplugs, which like dampen background noise, but keep full like clarity of everything that's happening around me. And that helped a lot. So,
I need to talk to you about that then, Kelly, because it's something I've been considering for a while.
Tracy's been talking about for a long time.
So I'll talk to you about that later.
It's really hard when it's really busy. And speaking of sounding old, the amount of unsupervised teenagers, and not that I'm like a grandpa peddling kids off of my lawn, but like it's not just people. It's like who is bumping into me, who's knocking me over, who's yelling in my face, that sort of all the additional stimulation that happens outside of the houses. Like I've only been 2 years, the last 2 consecutive years, and I noticed a difference. And it was the same weekend, both years too. Like I said, I go over my birthday weekend of the crowd levels between the 2 years, just being it's like one more obstacle for me to overcome in that event.
The problem is, the biggest issue with horror nights is if they start limiting the amount of tickets more than they already are, the cost of those tickets is going to go up, and that's the offset. And it's already... Well, no, because they have to make money on the event, and so if they're lowering tickets... They are
making money on it, and it is...
But they...
every extra... it is...
That's the issue you're going to find, and if you want them to limit tickets, the cost of those tickets is going to go up exponentially, and Horror Nights is already an expensive event. Like we priced up...
And the quality might go down too, because there's only so much they can pay for then, so...
If we want the maintenance people to start an hour earlier at Epic Universe, we need horror to sell out every night.
Because I know Michelle priced up an RIP tour for when we were over in October, and it was like 5,300. And as you said, like on last week's episode, Melinda, it doesn't even include your ticket in, which for us, it doesn't matter because we'll have multi-day tickets anyway. But for the average person, it does me off that when you're paying so much for a VIP experience that you still have to buy your ticket is ridiculous.
It was last year, wasn't it, that we were talking about when we're going to reach that threshold where
what's your
we can't 2 years ago it was the last RIP tour we did.
And we were like, when are we going to reach that threshold where we start going?
Because it's always been if we're coming over. VIP tour, like an RIP tour, is a no-brainer. Like, it's happening.
Right.
And then we reached the 2023 where we were like, it's getting to the point now where it's always been a yes, now it's reaching a conversation. What is that point when it becomes a, I don't think so, and we're there.
We're there.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was working, if I wasn't a poor student, it might be a different thing, but I still think even
the express passes are ridiculous.
Our financial mentality is just like, because we're quite frugal.
Well, for a lot of people, it's okay. Do we go one night and get express passes, or do an RIP tour, or do we get a multi-night ticket where we're not as worried about shoving so many things into one night, and we can kind of take our time a bit?
But then the argument is, if you did 2 nights, you could probably do 3 nights for the cost of 1 night with Express.
Right.
Because those Express passes, I think this year, are like starting at $200, which is ridiculous. And
I think mine was $140.
Okay. But then you can get...
I mean, still, that's,
You could potentially get 2 nights for $160.
My September one, I think, was $138.
It's still a lot of money.
What I do like about the idea, though, of doing that and doing multiple nights is then you have more opportunity to try all the different foods.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what that's been my strategy the last 2 years. The weekend I'm going this year is that weird week that the Thursday is the blocked out HHN day. So we're trying to figure out what our game plan is as far as do we all just get, well, those of us coming in from out of town, do we all just get one night into Express like Kayla did last year, or we got to figure that out?
It's like that thing with Epic. You look at the Epic Express passes, they're like 280, start at like $280.
So crazy.
As a pass holder, you could near enough get 2 extra days for the price of that. You get, I think we paid $161 for our Epic tickets for that 4th day. So for $320, which is only like $40 more. Actually, that's for one. Jesus, hang on. That's for one. That's for one Express. So you could get 2 tickets and go an extra. Yeah, you could go. So for the cost
you
of
both
one
could
Express,
go another day.
Yeah.
Or you could, like, for one person for the cost of an Express, you could go another 2 days.
2 more days.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I would always, and that those Epic Express passes aren't good for everything, and they're only one use per ride. I would rather go 2 extra days than do 1 day with Express. Anyway, that's
and you miss part of the queue in a lot of the rides, and that's, you know, the queues are so heavily themed and everything, especially at Epic, that really can take a lot out of it.
I can't believe that we're 40 minutes in and we've still only got to 2 people.
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, chance to be guest host, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uop.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
Tracy, pick me a number.
13.
Number 13. Of course you were going to go number 13. Number 13. You watch, this will probably have like 20 things in it.
Is it Taylor?
It is Dan Chapman. He's only got 2. He's got 3, sorry. So he said, hi, Lee, Tracy, Chris and Michelle, and Melinda and Kelly. Number 1,
hi, Dan.
Maybe not an unpopular opinion as such, but the Lost Continent should not be rethemed to any IP. It would be much better to keep its current theme and go harder on it. Also, adding things back similar to Merlin would, and actually having Merlin back wandering around the area, but also other mythological characters would be pretty cool, like Poseidon himself.
I am 100% behind this.
I have said before, and it surprised me with Epic Universe, that Celestial Park was an original concept. I thought the days of seeing anything original in a Universal Park, or any Disney or Universal Park, were long gone.
I do love the idea of original properties.
Yeah.
But we've had that, and there's a reason why it went away.
Yes.
And so I would be afraid that if that were to be a thing again, we'd kind of run into the same issue.
The thing is, I think the reason why we lost Merlin Wood is because people didn't understand enough of what it was about. People don't tend to know the tales.
Can I play devil's advocate? Toon Lagoon's still in that park, by the way.
That's fair.
No one has a clue who most of those characters are, and yet that land is still there, and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon.
Can I just point out, they are far newer stories.
I mean, they are, yes, but...
And they're not old legends.
But Merlin is referenced in Harry Potter, so if you're a Harry Potter fan, you should know who Merlin is. Because he's referenced in there enough.
If people don't know who Poseidon is, and Sinbad, and all the rest, your parents did not raise you properly. If you were not raised on the is it Ray Harryhausen, Jason the Argonaut, and all of those crappy films that we were raised on that I still love, your parents raised you wrong. Sorry.
As I say, I think the theme park mentality now of it's much easier to market something that people already have a connection to. So you look at Epic Universe, it's like people know what How to Train Your Dragon is, people know what Super Nintendo is.
It just feels like it's dumbing it down though, but maybe that's what theme park people need is dumb. You don't need, you just disengage your brain, whereas I like that cerebral stuff where you're learning at the same time, because you can go to a theme park and learn.
The weird juxtaposition of it is going back to the hot take prior to this is when we do our Halloween Horror Nights top 10 ranking list, ours and the listeners, there's usually 2 or 3, if not more, original houses in that top 10 list, in the top 5.
Yeah.
So original properties are things that people still want.
Yeah.
I think you've just got to the point where now it's all about marketing. It's all about marketing.
And what's easy to market? Super Nintendo World or something that most of the population
Exactly.
have heard of.
It's
a sad state of affairs.
The weird thing in that is Dark Universe, because the monsters are still, like, we've tried to reboot them so many times and they didn't do well. So how do you market that? And I think, and I've said this, I've been saying this since 2019. That's why we've seen those monsters houses at Halloween Horror Nights, because they've been slowly trying to put them into Universal
trying
fans.
to test the waters.
I think that's also just part of like Halloween lore though too, because no matter what, every year at Halloween you have kids dressed up as Frankenstein's monster, you have kids dressed up like a mummy, you have kids dressed up like the bride of, like, that is still part of Halloween culture. The werewolf, like things like that. Even if kids have no idea what the original source material of that is, it's very much a part of like spooky Halloween culture that they're seeing every year. Even if they don't know, even if they've never seen Creature from the Black Lagoon, they know like, oh, I'm a sea monster, look at me, kind of thing.
But then we've talked about it on the podcast for the last, since Epic opened, that land world, has consistently the lowest wait times in that park. Monsters is never has a long wait. And is that because people don't know what it is? Is it because it's monsters and we don't want to take our kids on it? Like, it's interesting that, again, in my opinion, the best ride in that park generally doesn't have a long wait.
Which I'm happy about.
Me too, because I'd ride out of it all day long. So it's, but it's still, I think the decisions now just come purely down to marketing. Would I want to see them do something rather than change it to Hyrule or whatever? Yeah, because
it's not going to be Hyrule, I'm telling you.
Whatever it's going to be.
It's not going to be that.
Hyrule.
It's not.
Hyrule.
I'll fight you.
You can fight me.
Should I know what that is?
Hyrule.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Legend of Zelda.
Okay. Well, isn't the consensus probably that that's going to be an expansion for Super Nintendo World?
I don't know. I still think it's going to be in Lost Continent.
I don't. Anyway. There's too much stuff already in Epic that is linked.
Yeah,
it's
just some major Easter eggs there.
It's Nintendo things. It doesn't mean that's whatever. Would I rather see them do something original or keep like that and update? Yeah, of course I would. But like I say, you're just not going to see it anymore.
Oh, no.
And Universal was built on IP, so it's kind of surprising that they had stuff in there that wasn't based on an IP for the longest time.
Again, I would love it, but I don't.
Sure.
No.
It's a absolute shadow of its former self.
Oh, well, there's nothing there.
It's
sad. Unless you go into Mythos, there's no reason to go in there. Or like Ducks of Grooves or the All Hallows Eve Boutique.
So just list a lot of things then.
But
it's just a walkway now, honestly, which is really sad because it's a beautiful area.
But it really is.
And it's huge. Yeah. There is so much space there.
Well, you think you've got the Sinbad Theatre that's now just literally used as a cool-off zone.
Another empty theatre that they've got.
Yeah.
That they didn't even sweep. So it's just full of grit and dirt, apparently. People are going in to cool off and it's just been left. They haven't even given a bit of a spruce up for people to sit down.
The last time we were in there was when we did the early morning Hagrid's queue with Claire.
We did.
Sadly, I don't think we'll ever see it, but I would completely love to see them do something original. And it's number 2. Now, I completely agree with this one because I originally tasked you and Chris and Michelle. Well, actually, Michelle didn't. She ignored me. To come up with our own hot takes. But we will do at some point. This was mine.
Oh, okay.
This one's probably more of an unpopular opinion. The locker system for Velocicoaster is terrible. People running and blocking to get to the lockers, stopping others and crowding around everyone. They have to rejoin a snaking queue back at the end, near where you entered, and people still have things in their pockets, and they should not have to go through the X-ray, further delaying everyone. Right. So my unpopular or hot take was whatever, that the Velocicoaster lockers are not the game changer that everyone says they are. Now, I will say, having ridden an attraction at Epic that uses the lockers in the exact same way, that does it so much better.
Yes.
So I find the lockers in Velocicoaster so stressful because
they are.
If you're as a group, it's trying to, because everyone goes to that first bank and they're always full. So you're then having to find a bank of lockers that's empty. And it's a constant flow of people coming into that locker area as well. So you never get a breather of people coming through. Now, Melinda, this will give you a bit of a hint going into Epic. Monsters has the exact same locker system. But the difference between Velocicoaster and Monsters is you enter the Monsters lockers from a pre-show room. So it's a group of people going into the lockers, and then they close the doors, and then the next group come in. So there's only the amount of people that were in that pre-show with you that are going into the lockers. Rather than in Velocicoaster, that everyone's just constantly funneling in. It stresses the hell out of them.
They do stop you at Velocicoaster. That's where merge is for like express and regular line. Like that's where they'll stop you and let in X number of people. It's not a constant flow there. There's a team member there stopping and starting the flow of traffic. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying that it's not a constant flow of people into that room. Very similar to hiccups. They have a team member standing there. They let 80 people go up to the lockers at a time. And when those people funnel into the next section of the queue, that's when they let more people in.
I do think, though, because there's 6 different sets of lockers.
I have no idea.
I think. What they should do is a group of people, you are going to that set of lockers and that set of lockers only. And then you wait until they're then in line to go through.
Let's be honest, there's enough team members hanging around that area.
Because pulsing is fine at that point. Pulsing like that is fine because you're then queuing, you're catching up with the line back upstairs.
I think part of the problem with Velocicoaster too is that people don't understand that those are double-sided lockers.
Yeah.
So there's also a problem with people getting off the ride where they're like, this isn't where I put my stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, well, yes, it is. You're just on the other side of it. So it causes a problem on both ends.
Yeah. It me off as well. And I know it's not anybody's fault, but it's like if I've got a bag that you're in line, you've waited half an hour, 40 minutes or whatever up to that point, you're then running the lockers and everyone behind you who doesn't have a bag is then bypassing you in the line. And I know it's not anybody's fault, but it does kind of annoy me a little bit.
But it's causing that clutter and those bottlenecks, and it's a big problem.
For Velocicoaster, I would argue an outside locker system would be better than what they've put in there right now.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And like I say, Monsters, I love how that works. But I just think Velocicoaster, it just creates more problems than it solves. On paper, it sounds amazing.
Well, like Hagrid's doesn't have a big locker problem. Yeah, people are annoyed because they can't bring their phones in the line. But like, really, are you going to die after, 45 minutes without your phone? You'll be okay, I promise.
They do need more lockers, though.
They do, yeah. I always take my phone with me on Hagrid's.
You're supposed to.
Me too.
Yeah, there's no metal detectors or anything. But yeah, the problem with Hagrid's is the actual lockers, there's not many of them.
Right. I've waited 15 minutes for a locker to get into the Hagrid's line before.
Yes, that is a problem for sure. But having that system, you don't have to deal with those flow issues.
It's like so when you look at how Forbidden Journey was when it first opened and they had the lockers inside and it was a mess. And they learned,
my God, yes.
And then they put them outside round the corner and it works so much better now.
Yes.
So
I have a very unique opinion on the Velocicoaster lockers because as someone who carries a medical bag, I don't have to declare it. I don't have to deal with the absolute headache that it is to take my bag onto something like Hagrid's and every team member saying no loose articles. And I say it's a medical bag and that then having to get out of line to put it in the medical locker because I don't feel comfortable if it's a 2-hour wait in line. I don't feel comfortable with my medicine being 800 yards away from me at this locker.
Yeah.
That it's going to sit there for 2 hours. Whereas Velocicoaster, I don't have to worry about it because I know my locker, I know my stuff is right where I need it to be. And I'm very close to it at all times. I'm taking the Epic Universe lockers out of this and knowing that I am a very, 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 very small majority that has this issue, but I feel so much
important.
Yes, I feel so much safer with leaving my stuff in the Velocicoaster locker and not having to walk through with my stuff the rest of the line because it's so short. Whereas there are many, many rides that I feel much safer carrying my medical bag with me, but the hassle, and then my whole group has to wait for me, and they're pulled out of line, but I'm usually with a big group, and then that makes it's just an anxiety nightmare for me to have to do that. But it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other of where my stuff is versus where I am. But again, very, very that is just a me thing.
What I love about Epic, and I've said this before, There's way more rides in that park that you can actually take bags on with you. And I love that. It just makes navigating that park so much easier than going to islands or studios. But yeah, I'm glad someone else said that, because that was going to be one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I find that whole situation so stressful. It's like the Haunted Mansion. I hate attractions that funnel you into a pre-show that's a big room.
Yeah.
And then funnel you into a single or like two-person line to get into, because people are rude, they try and badger out the way, and I get angry, and there's no need for it, and it annoys the life out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he has one more. I can't believe that we've only got through 3 people's. So his third one is Ripsaw Falls is a great log flume, and the theming is great, maybe just needs more adding to it and a better log. I like Ripsaw Falls.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a fun ride. I don't mind the theming being older. Obviously, everything, like we were saying before, everything in Toon Lagoon is their older IPs that not everybody is familiar with. But I think it's cute. I mean, my kids like it, and they certainly don't know who any of those characters are, because it's just kind of funny and cute. So I don't hate it.
We haven't ridden it in a very long time.
I always enjoy it.
Like, I want to say it's been 12 years since the last time we rode it.
I always enjoy it. Now kids do know who Dudley Do Right is, because I made
more
them
than
watch
I
it
do.
all.
I've never watched the Brendan Fraser film.
I
haven't either.
I was a type of mom that during the summer I would introduce my kids to all the old stuff. I mean, we've even watched Twilight Zone and stuff like that.
Cool.
You know,
we know that this attraction didn't have the theming that it was supposed to have, though.
And I think that if we didn't know what we know about it, it would be a different story.
Well, we didn't know that the first time we rode it, and we loved it.
Yeah, I still think I love the theming. I think it is a cute little story. You know, it's got probably one of the best drops.
Oh, 100%. It's probably the best.
Yes.
It's probably the best log flume I've ever ridden.
Yes. I do agree with the need to redesign the logs, though, because getting in and out of those, I'm small. I'm very short. I'm only 5'1", but even me getting in and out of those things is difficult. My husband sitting behind me is 6'3", and that's a different story.
Yeah.
He should be picking you up and plopping you down in it before he gets in.
That is, that's fine.
I agree with that. I think it's if you strip everything away from it, it is my favorite from a thrill perspective and a water ride perspective. It's my favorite log flume system that I've ever been on. But I'm now tainted by having been on Tiana's as far as theming goes for a log flume. And so the last time I went on Dudley Do Rights, I was like, look at all the blank walls and the peeling paint and the drippy wet. Like, I'm looking up and seeing green algae dripping on me, but it's my favorite log flume system.
I'd forgotten about
Tiana is just
I'll tell you what definitely needs some work is that queue.
It always has
the queue
done.
is rough.
Especially if you happen to be stood under a leaking section of it. It was never fun. I'd forgotten about
Which
Tiana's.
there are many of.
I'm so desperate to do Tiana's again, because Tiana's my princess.
I love that ride.
And that ride, sorry, I know it's off topic, but that ride gave me everything I wanted and so much more. I was so happy after that.
I'm so happy we got to ride it. And just Audrey screaming, "My ass!" as she got her ass wet on it was hilarious.
And you guys saw it at night, right?
Yeah, we literally did it. We got off that ride at like midnight.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It had been down all day.
Yeah, it was the one ride we wanted to do at the Christmas party last year. And it was down all night, and we were stood in line. We were stood watching the Christmas parade, and it came back up. And Michelle was like, "Right, let's head." So she knew where the quickest cut through was from where we were. So we sort of moved about 20 foot along the parade route, so that as soon as it finished, we could bomb down this little cut onto Tiana's.
You book it.
Yeah. But it was so good. Yeah, I'm going to take that back. Yeah, I think Tiana's is probably my favourite, but again, it's probably been 12 years since we've ridden Ripsaw Falls.
Yeah,
if I were to close my eyes on both of them, I think I would have more fun on Dudley Do Rights. But if my eyes were open, I'd have more fun on Tiana.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But
that's pretty accurate, I think.
But they've done nothing to rip. So, like I say, it was supposed to have more theming. When it opened, they just didn't do it. They did an Epic Universe to it. Like, oh, we'll open it as it is, and then we'll add stuff later. And went, no, we won't.
Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for sending your hot takes, unpopular opinions
fun.
in. I love. See, a lot of this wasn't even about the hot takes or the opinions themselves. Afterwards. It's the discussion that comes along with it that I really enjoy, and I think it really did spark a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
Again, thank you everyone at the Producers Club. For sending yours in. We are probably going to get another 2 episodes out of this at some point. I think the next one we've got scheduled in is when you're not going to be here. So we'll do anyway. So thank you everyone. Thank you Kelly and Melinda for joining us. I tell you what we didn't do on the last episode. Melinda, will you plug your podcast, please?
I will. Everybody, go ahead and listen to the Portkey Passport. There's me, Jack, Brittany, Tiani, and Trisha, and sometimes Nicole pokes her head in every once in a while. And we are an adult-centric Disney podcast. So if you want to hear how everything is on the other side, listen to Portkey Passport.
It is definitely not your usual Disney podcast. I will say that. I do enjoy it.
Yep. And then over at Taste of Universal, me and Tracy are joined by Kayla and Shelby, and our goal is to help everybody figure out that Universal actually does have amazing food, no matter where you are, whether you're at a hotel or City Walk or one of the parks. But you can follow us on all the podcast platforms. Our Instagram is Taste of Universal Podcast, all of one word. And then we're on Facebook at Taste of Universal.
I have said this before, I am biased, but if you want to know anything that's going on food-wise at Universal, that is the podcast to listen to, because I will credit where credit is due. Shelby is on it. Mm-hmm. She is the font of knowledge when it comes to food at that park, or those parks, all of them. Amazing. Yep. Cool. Well, thank you, everyone. That is going to wrap up this episode of the podcast. Don't forget, we want you to rate the Freeze Ray Pops and send in your recordings to us, as well as sending in your How Bad is Fast and Furious Supercharged jokes. We will get back to them next week because we've got a few in. You can also send them to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. But for Tracy, Kelly, and Melinda, I am Lee, and we will see you back here next week.
That's the end of another stellar episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else that podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, Children of the Night, the children of the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food podcast, and the Portkey Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week, because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.